Hi everyone, Janie here. Welcome back to my garden. I have a very special guest here visiting from about 2 hours away. This is Pamela from Flower Patch Farmhouse. I will link her channel below. She has a fabulous blog and a fabulous YouTube channel, and I credit as getting me into bearded iris, otherwise known as German iris. The irises that you have in your garden are incredible.
Thank you.
Yes.
They were incredible this year.
They were so beautiful. She did a video of a garden tour of her irises, and I was just, my mouth was open. I just could not believe how beautiful they were. And so, you know, I had already started getting into bearded iris at my old property, and they're so easy to grow, and I love them so much. And then we're friends on Instagram, and she contacted me and asked me, she was dividing some of hers, and asked me if I wanted some of hers, and I said, yeah.
Well, yeah, I've been watching in this new property. You've got space for
I
them.
have so much space. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
So one of my goals for this year is to kind of build up my bearded iris collection, right?
Yes.
Kind of like yours. I'll put a clip in right now of her tour. It's just so beautiful. You guys just have to see. She has all these different colors and all these different varieties, and they are just the most beautiful thing. And I am coming next year.
Yes.
Hopefully they'll be as good next year.
I hope so too. I added a few more.
No, did you?
Yes, I did.
Oh, exciting. So we are going to plant some today,
Yep.
right? Because you divided some of yours. Look at this. Look at this hole, you guys. Oh, I'm so excited about this. So tell me about these. These were ones that you've collected over the years?
Yes, I did a Shriners tour. Iris tour.
Yep.
And they are amazing with their iris. That's how I got started with iris in my new garden, because they had collections
Okay.
that were inexpensive. So there's so many to choose from.
So Shriners is based out of Oregon.
Yes.
Is that right?
Salem, Oregon.
And it's an iris like breeder seller type thing. It's really, really cool.
Yeah, there's lots of them around, but this is the one I started with.
Okay.
And because they had, like I said, the packages that were so inexpensive, and when you start with a bunch.
Yeah.
Plus trying to choose.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay, choose them for me.
Yeah.
I'll just grow.
Tell me what I need. Yeah. Did they like to mix the colors for you and everything?
They have a collection available. You look through that. And
Yeah.
you think, okay, yeah, those are really pretty. I'll just get those. The first ones I started with were their scented collection. The yellow one smelled like lemon chiffon.
Oh my goodness.
The black one smelled like licorice.
Oh my goodness.
It was just amazing. But
How
then the
fun.
rhizomes or rhizomes, however you pronounce it, coming from them were so healthy.
Really?
Did so well and bloomed so well the following season after planting them,
All right.
that I was sold.
Yes.
And I've also found another iris farm that I really like. It's in Idaho.
Okay.
Sutton's Iris Garden.
Okay. I'll link all these in the description below.
Yes, they also produce beautiful. And their colors and in collection is different than Shriners. So
interesting.
Yeah, so you shop them both.
Yeah.
It's great. Next year I'm going to Idaho to visit their
Are you
garden.
really?
Yes,
See,
I'm gonna do it.
She is a big iris, buff.
I am. You know why? They're so easy. And when I lived in Linden, same climate as you, they did so beautiful for me. Yeah. And
they're so easy.
They were, and they would come back every year. The only hard part is having to divide them every couple years.
I know. I mean, the hardest thing is they do so well, and they grow so much.
And they do better when you divide them, because they'll stop blooming if they're too crowded.
Yes.
What have you.
So that's what these are. These are all your divided ones, right? Do you have pictures of these? You do, right?
I do.
Okay. Can you send me some of the pictures?
I will.
We can put up. So just as an example, this is
Champagne Elegance.
Oh.
Now that one will rebloom for you. I have too short of a growing season, but for you it should rebloom again in September.
Okay. Okay. So some bearded irises are reblooming. So they'll bloom in, what would you say, spring?
Well, for you, they probably will bloom March, April.
Yeah,
For me, it's early June.
And then if they're reblooming varieties, they'll actually bloom again in kind of around this time, in fall time, right? Not all irises are blooming varieties. Not all irises are fragrant.
Right.
Andrew the painter is here, and he is power washing the fence. So if you guys hear that in the background, that's what that is.
And he's doing a beautiful job.
He's doing a beautiful, we didn't want to stop him because we want the fence painted. And then, so irises, what, 3 through 9? Zones 3 through 9?
Yeah, I think so.
Right? And the time that you want to plant them is about right now. It's late summer, early fall. If you live in a really hot climate like I do, probably September, October is probably the way to go once it gets a little cooler.
Well, yes. Or actually, I can show you a little trick.
Oh, okay.
That, you know, because you can divide them 6 weeks after they're done blooming.
Oh, okay.
So you can actually divide them sooner.
Oh, you
But
can.
the best time, yes, is now when it's starting to cool down.
Okay.
But you can. You know, if you need to move them or something and you want
you'll
that
have
spot,
to show us that trick.
Yeah, I will.
Okay. So we are at the front of my garden. Here, I'll turn, you guys can see where my house is over there. And I have this raised garden bed right here. Now, we're not planning on keeping this raised garden bed forever, but we are going to keep it for maybe like a year or two, and then I figure when I have to divide all the irises, I could just move them all to another place. Yep. But I thought this would be the perfect spot to plant these irises here, because irises do like well-draining soil. And this is a raised garden bed, and this is even on a little bit of a slope, so it's going to be the perfect conditions for these bearded iris. So I have all Pamela, look at this. I'm so excited about all these. There's so many options. Then my mom and I did go to the garden center, and I found a bunch of these that I want to plant as well. Then my friend Margie sent me some of hers from her garden. She says these are purple and they have a yellow beard, ooh, which is exciting. Yes. Yeah, so we'll have to see how those do. So thank you, Margie, for sending those. So yeah, so I got a lot of irises. Since you are the iris queen, would you show us how your technique for planting them?
Sure. Point to me in a spot you want one.
Okay. So I think I'm thinking all over, right? Okay. Because I want an iris alley like you have.
Oh, yes. And what's beautiful, you'll be able to see it from your house.
Right? So she has a rose alley and an iris alley, right? Oh my God.
Yeah, in the spring it's iris alley because the roses aren't blooming yet.
Oh,
but then
so you just kind of intermingle them?
Yeah.
So I'm thinking right here where this weed is. I think that's yeah.
That looks like a wild geranium, huh?
It does.
There's no pipe in there, right, that I'm gonna...
Nope. Pipe's right
use
here.
Use a hodag to dig it out?
Oh, yeah. So, do you tell everyone about this?
This is my hodag that I bought at the Boise Garden Show back in 2009. It was made by an elderly man, and they're still available now on Amazon.
I just bought one.
Yes.
Like 10 minutes ago.
So it's Hoedag, hodag.
And you said this is one of your favorite tools.
That is my favorite gardening tool.
Right? Oh, yeah.
Because it's easy to carry, and you can really dig down, and it remains sharp.
I see what you're saying. Oh, that's so great. So I'm thinking here.
Cool.
Okay.
Good idea. You did a great job loosening the soil. Watch your fingers there, so I don't.
Please don't hodag my fingers.
Yeah. So being that it's already on a hill, I don't think we need to plant it on a hill, but I will show you how I plant them on a hill. I will hill up the soil from around, and you can see it doesn't have to be very deep. This is maybe 2 inches, 3 inches. And then I would take my iris rhizome, and if you want to cut the roots back a little bit more, you can. And for some reason I didn't cut that leaf off, but I tried to have them ready to roll for you. And then I make a little area for the roots to go down. So
on the hill.
Yeah, on the hill, and then you bury it. You see how it's still mounded up.
Yeah.
So if you get a lot of rain or something, it will drain, even if something around it. Now that's how I plant when I plant among plants that need more water.
Okay.
And that way they get the good drainage they need, even though the others will get more water.
Okay.
Now, for you...
Because this is sloping, right?
Well, for you, because you get really hot weather.
Oh,
A lot of people, you leave like me.
Yeah.
Cooler zone, or cooler weather. You leave the back showing. They like the sun on their back.
Okay.
Because it's not too hot, but you get too hot of sun. So you always just make sure the back is covered.
Just a little bit covered.
Make the roots, yeah.
Okay.
So now if they would still have the longer roots on them, and you'll notice in the ones you bought.
Yeah.
That the roots are shorter. Cut them real short.
Yes.
And that promotes good root development when you plant them.
Cutting the roots short? Let me make sure I can see
Yeah.
this. So here's some that I bought from the garden center. And so they've cut the roots that are coming out. It goes like this. They've already cut these short. And so what Pamela is saying is that that helps root development. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it stimulates it when you get them in the soil.
Ah.
Hopefully you don't have critters. I see a hole there.
So I have ground squirrels.
Okay, yeah.
And they're all over the place.
Well, can I give you one hint?
Yeah.
Don't use anything with bone meal.
Oh, really?
It attracts them.
Okay,
Yeah,
good to know.
it does.
I think my starter fertilizer has bone meal.
Yeah, be very careful with that.
Oh my goodness. Okay, good to know. Okay, so that's easy.
Yes.
That is super easy.
Your turn.
Okay, thanks. So how far apart do you plant them?
I
Usually?
give myself, and we've got quite a few here. I give them plenty of space because they'll fill out.
Okay.
They'll fill out. And
Right. Do we have a label on this one?
no, that one is not one that I had a label
That is
for you.
unlabeled.
But let's see. This one's Huckleberry Fudge.
Ooh, let's do
This one is, it reminds me of root beer floats.
Ooh.
Because it's got the brown edging and the middle is white.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I'll put a picture up right now.
Cool. Yes. You'll have to write these things down for me. Oh, I got to send her Huckleberry Fudge too.
Don't worry, I'll bug you. I'll say, give me this picture and give me this picture. Okay.
Here I am trying to take over. I got to sit back.
Okay, so there's my mound, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I take this. Now, should I cut these or?
You can if you want to.
Okay.
You can.
Let's do it. Let's do it the right way. Just like an inch?
Yeah, go ahead. That'll keep it easier to, be able to place it.
Yeah. Okay. And then
You just gotta squish it down in there. Yeah, and then cover it up so it helps anchor it.
okay. So those of you who live in cool areas, you want to leave the back showing. I got to get a little sun protection.
Correct.
Perfect. And then water it in. It'll
Yeah, and
probably
if you
stay
need
better.
to, there you go. Behind it. Now, yeah, once it's watered and
Nice.
it'll settle in, and they will start making roots right away.
Right away.
I had set some last week on the ground, and they'd already started putting down
Oh my
roots.
gosh.
So
That's amazing.
they want to grow.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so I think we are just going to get started, kind of planting them around everywhere, right?
Yes.
And then these are going to get big, right?
Yes, they're going to increase well, especially for you in your climate, and this looks like perfect area for them.
Okay.
So, like, if you want to move them next year, you'll probably have some to divide. Here's one clue I would give you, though.
Yeah.
In the area you want to put them in, the new area, when you divide so that you have a beautiful showing the following year, I usually plant them with, the rhizomes like this. So you have one there, I would plant 3 of them like this.
Okay. So like they're pointing at each other.
Yeah,
kinda.
they're pointing at each other, and these are going outwards, so you'll get a beautiful display of several in one spot, but they still will have room to not propagate, but to increase.
To grow,
Yeah,
right? But
they'll grow and they'll be able to increase, and then you can still wait a couple of years to divide.
Okay.
So-
And then if you plant them too close together or you don't divide them, then they don't do very well, right?
Yeah, they will crowd each other out and they won't bloom.
Right. Right.
They'll stop blooming.
That's what happened when I first moved into my last property. There was a big bunch of them and they weren't blooming very well. And I divided them and they needed to be divided so badly. The next year it was like...
Yeah, did you notice they were climbing over each other?
Yes. Yeah. To divide them, it was so bad it took me hours to divide them all.
Well, in my video where I'm digging these up and dividing them, as I'm digging them, they're snapping apart.
Oh.
So they're not too precious,
Okay.
but and they're pretty
So is it
tough.
okay that they snap apart?
Yes, because see, like here, it's actually a joint. This is actually another rhizome.
Oh.
Here, you see how it's putting out babies?
Yeah.
So even though this one doesn't have any leaves, it was part of this one and it got the energy it needed. And this may not bloom next year,
Right.
but this one would definitely keep growing and then produce the following year.
Interesting.
And it may bloom for you. It depends on, in your area, you get lots of long sun time,
Yeah.
growing season. it might probably go ahead and do it. But you see, this is where it bloomed last.
Oh, interesting. So when do you, are these like bulbs, daffodils and stuff like that? You got to leave the foliage up?
I do for the 6 weeks.
6 weeks.
After they're done blooming. 6 weeks, and then you can trim them back. That's how I can have them amongst my garden.
Yeah.
Some people have a dedicated area.
Yeah.
And they think, well, they take up so much room, I can't have anything else. And like, yeah, you can.
Yeah.
Just give them the 6 weeks. They absorb the sun through the leaves.
Yeah.
And then trim them back like this. They're hidden by everything else.
Okay. And they bloom, yours bloom beautifully.
Yes.
And you, I mean, I guess your sun is more intense than mine because you live more up in the mountains.
It's intense, I just don't have it as long.
Right, right. So, okay, cool. So 6 weeks and then I can cut them back.
Yeah.
You make this sound so easy, Pamela.
Well, if you're noticing when I dug these up, I just used regular scissors to cut them.
Really?
That's what I found to be the easiest.
Yeah. Oh, this is fantastic. Okay, I am going to set the camera up and then we are just going to get planting. And then if we have enough time, we're going to lunch.
Yeah. Amen.
Yeah. Tool was amazing.
I'm glad you liked it.
I cannot wait for it to come in the mail. I'm so excited for it. Say the name of it again?
Hodag.
Hodag. I will link it down below. Holy cow, that was a fantastic tool.
It is.
Yeah.
Goes through concrete.
Yes, which is what I have here. I have just really hard soil. So we've got this whole bed planted up with beautiful irises. Some of them weren't labeled, some of them were labeled. We tried. We're going to wait till they bloom, and then I'm going to bug you, and you have to...
Yeah, I'm going to send you that link with, or that file.
Yes, yes.
With the pictures.
So it's going to be a lovely surprise in the spring, mid-spring, would you say?
I would say March, April.
Okay, yeah.
Depending on our winter.
Yeah, we'll see. So it's going to be so pretty, so make sure you guys stay tuned for that. Head over to Pamela's channel, Flower Patch Farmhouse. You have a beautiful garden, and you're what, zone 8?
Zone 8A,
right? But she lives up on the mountains, so it's a cold zone 8A.
Yes,
right.
It's a short growing season.
Yeah.
Last frost date's end of May.
Yeah.
First frost date mid-October.
Okay, and it's so funny because she only lives about 2 hours away from me.
Yeah.
One of my best friends is from Arnold, and you know, it's just such a different climate. That's how California is, right? You can be out here where it's like super hot and super flat, and and then go up to the mountains and it's completely different.
Yes,
so.
Yeah.
I will definitely be visiting her for sure. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Let's go have lunch.
Had a blast.
I'm treating you to lunch for bringing me all these irises.
Okay, I'll take it.
Well, thank you everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you all have a chance to get in your garden today.